Okay, so now we're going to do an application with a quadratic formula. So here is our equation. A model rocket is launched upward at a velocity of 16 meters per second from an initial height of 1.25 meters. The equation that models the height of the rocket is given, where t is time and h is height in meters. So we've done questions like this. You need to draw a diagram. So this rocket is being launched above the ground at a point of 1.25 meters above the ground. So that creates for us an axis. Okay, so here's your ground. Here's the height above the ground. Now, what happens is our rocket goes up into the air, follows a parabolic shape, and it hits the ground. That is the path of the rocket. We know that the quadratic continues. It's not important to us. Just the path of the rocket's important to us. But we need to know that it keeps going because we're going to get some mathematical answers that have to do with this one. So, after home, many seconds. Well, I think that's a typo. How about we change that to after how many seconds does the rocket hit the ground? So we're looking for this point here. We want where the rocket goes bonk right on the ground. Well, that means when it's on the ground, the height above the ground is going to equal 0. I think that makes sense. So we're going to take negative 4.9 t squared plus 16t plus 1.25, and we're going to set it equal to 0. And we're going to solve for both values of t. We're going to find this point, and in the process, we're going to find this point. So one's going to be negative, and one's going to be positive. So following the quadratic formula, now in this case I'm not going to use x, I'm going to use t because that's my variable. So t equals negative b, so it's negative 16, plus or minus square root 16 squared, 256. Then it's negative 4 times negative 4.9 times 1.25, which is 24.5 plus. All over top of negative 2a, which is going to be negative 9.8. Don't lose that negative on the bottom. We're going to want that. Okie dokie. So this becomes t equals negative 16 plus or minus square root 280.5 divided by negative 9.8. Now there's two answers there. One of them is going to be with plus, one of them is going to be with minus. So it's 16 negative plus 280.5 square rooted equals, I got some weird stuff happening there, 16 negative plus 280.5 square rooted equals, divided by 9.8 negative equals negative 0.08. The other answer is going to be 16 negative subtract 280.5 square rooted equals, divided by 9.8 negative equals 3.34. So we have two answers here. One of them is here, which is the negative 0.08, which we don't really care about. And the other one is here, which is 3.34. So the rocket hits the ground 3.34 seconds after it was launched. I think that makes sense. The rocket hits the ground 3.34 seconds after it was launched. Awesome! That was so much fun. Okay, so now the next question. How long is the rocket above 12 meters? Hold on and we'll come back to that question in just a moment.